All right, welcome back, everyone. This video is going to be a follow-up video from my last video. My last video, I gave you guys information on certain situations in which PenFed may be a better financial institution for you to use than Navy Fed. Now, with that being said, I wanted to follow up because I like to always answer the questions that are in my comments before I go on to other topics. Anytime someone has a question about something, so one of the questions that I got on my video was specifically about getting a auto loan through PenFed, and the question was, does PenFed require docs for a auto loan? Um, and I'm just going to answer it in general as far as does PenFed require docs for loans. So personally, I've worked with a few different people on getting them qualified for loans through PenFed, personal and auto. Personally, the people that I've worked with, I've never had PenFed request docs from them. However, I always say to people, if you are someone who is looking for a no doc loan, why are you looking for a no doc loan? One reason can just be because it's a hassle and it's aggravating to have to submit documents, and I understand that. The other reason, a lot of the times, is people that are not truthfully qualified or don't have the proper income to qualify for the loan, so they're going to try to inflate their income or rely on the loan, which will later on down the line potentially cause problems. One, of course, it's a crime to lie on any type of loan documentation. And then two, being that if you're lying on your documents and saying that you make this much money, but you're not making that much money, in turn, what ends up happening is the money, eventually at some point, your money's going to catch up to you. You can't continue to spend at a rate higher than the rate of money that you bring in. So it's just extremely important that we acknowledge that factor. Now, if you're just someone who says, I don't want to be bothered with all the documents and all those things, then I'm just going to go ahead and lay it out. Most banks, most credit unions, if you have a high enough credit score, are not going to request any proof of income, proof of documents, or anything of that nature. Being that when you have a high credit score, typically it means that you are someone who is financially and fiscally responsible. With that being said, that's the major assumption of those with a high credit score is that you're going to be financially and fiscally responsible. So they're going to assume that you're telling the truth on your application, as well as that you're providing the appropriate information. So when you have a good credit score, you have a good credit history. More than likely, there's no bank that's going, that's pulling you and asking you for that information unless they're just a credit union or a bank that does manual underwriting. Now, if you are someone who has had some form of financial hardship, then you may want to wait to purchase a car with the auto loan and potentially purchase a car cash. Um, or you may want to purchase a cheaper car instead of going into an expensive car initially, because the amount of the loan can also cause them to trigger and request documents as well. So just kind of keep all of those things in mind. Um, the other thing that I will say for those of you who are looking into PenFed for auto loans, and you have Navy Fed, per se, you already had a Navy Fed auto loan, or Capital One was another one. That was a good, strong auto loan for approvals. And maybe you got that when your credit was more poor. As I stated before, PenFed typically caters to those with higher credit scores. So if you have a stronger credit profile now, you may want to look towards refinancing with PenFed. With that being said, as always, thank you guys for watching. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for being a part of the family. And of course, we'll see you in the next video.